a lot on the gloves and on the elbows. And here's Margarito on the assault, but he's beat by the quicker Pacquiao again. Look at him blocking him on the elbow. He comes with the uppercut. He catches it with his hands. This guy's extraordinary.
It's an absolute clinic that he's putting on right here.
Oh, that eye is bad.
Margarito up, and Margarito now in retreat.
Fight.
Yeah, it's hard to make a case for Margarito having won any round, although I think Pacquiao is kind of taking this round off a little bit.
Still landing big shots, Barry.
Yeah,
but you're exactly right. Not as
In many of these clips, Manny Pacquiao landed a wild rear left hook, sometimes without even looking, which would give Danny Garcia's no-look left hook a run for its money. And while these wild hooks are working, I don't actually condone you to use these no-look hooks, but what I do condone is how he set the punches up in the first place. In this first example, we see Manny Pacquiao split Erik Morales' jab and then circle out to the weak side angle to safety, and so Morales senses Pacquiao is on the retreat and is going to try to score back on him, even if it means throwing caution to the wind. And with Pacquiao moving away to safety, Morales thinks this is his opportunity to attack. And it is his opportunity. As you see, he pushes Pacquiao all the way to the ropes, but Pacquiao escapes by circling out to his left and stepping back. And typically southpaws want to escape out to the weak side angle like Pacquiao just did earlier. However, Pacquiao will circle to the strong side angle to bait out the right hand, which is supposed to cut him off. But since Pacquiao also steps back at the same time, it makes Morales overextend on the right hand, and he ends up southpaw. As you see, he overextended with his momentum carrying him forward. Except Pacquiao's not in a position to punish Morales here, so he's going to do it again. He's going to circle out to his left and step back at the same time, making Erik Morales overextend on a right hand again, which carries his momentum to southpaw again. Now Pacquiao is in a position to punch, and with Morales stuck in his unnatural southpaw stance, Morales will be less likely to defend or attack as effectively. So then Pacquiao just slams a left hook around the vision of Erik Morales. And here against Bradley, you see Pacquiao probes for a left hand to the body, but overextends a little bit to land it and has to retreat. And so just like Morales, Bradley senses his opportunity to chase down Pacquiao to score back on him. However, Pacquiao, as we're going to see, is going to set the same trap. Pacquiao quickly steps back and to his left to bait out this right hand from Bradley in hopes of getting him to overextend. But Bradley smartly doesn't commit to the right hand. However, he still thinks Pacquiao is on the retreat, so he uses this to shift and cut the distance on Pacquiao. And so Pacquiao recognizes this and has the speed and athleticism to quickly plant his feet and beat Bradley to the punch, since Bradley's native stance isn't southpaw. Here we see Pacquiao is going to try to set up a combination on Bradley, and then he's going to exit out by stepping back into his left towards the power hand of Bradley, which will bait out the right hand. And once the right hand comes, what it does is it forces Bradley's momentum forward, causing him to square himself up, as you see here, in which Pacquiao is able to just get outside of the punch and then land a no-look left hook. So here we see Pacquiao is circling over to his left, and then Margarito is pressuring him, lands a nice combination, and Pacquiao is going to continue circling over to his left. By circling to his left, Pacquiao moves towards the power hand of his orthodox opponents, and this flies against the conventional wisdom of trying to get to the outside of your opponent's lead hand by circling to the weak side angle. However, by moving towards that power hand, the most logical punch for his opponents to throw would be the right hand to cut him off as he circles in that direction, but as we've seen in the previous examples, Pacquiao uses this as a bait and is able to avoid the punch because of the distance he creates as he circles, and this creates the opening for him to land big left hands as his opponents are overextended. And that's what we see here. Pacquiao invites the right hand by circling out, and when it comes, he not only gets outside of the right hand, but he also gets out of range of it by moving back as he circles, and this makes Margarito overextend and also fall forward into a squared stance. But since Pacquiao got so far outside, Margarito is basically a southpaw now and is open to be hit. and so Pacquiao is free to punch and find the opening for this liver shot. And you notice as Pacquiao's punching, Margarito is stuck trying to get back into his orthodox stance, is stuck trying to fix his footing here. And that's why Pacquiao has no fear of any punches coming back his way as is doing this. And that's because Pacquiao understands an important concept in boxing I always talk about, and that's finding ways to change your position to force your opponent to adjust their position. And while they are adjusting, you should be punching. And here's another moment where Margarito thinks he has the opportunity to chase Pacquiao down. As you see, he's going to come forward and try to attack him, and then Pacquiao is going to start circling to his left. He starts circling left and back right here. And we notice that when Pacquiao circles left, Margarito will be in a bad position if he throws his right and Pacquiao just happens to get onto the outside of it. However, it's also ill-advised to throw his left hand too. And that's because if he throws the left hand, he would be reaching across his body, and that's just going to be too easy for Pacquiao to see, and he'll be able to counter it. And that is exactly what we see here. Since it's so far to the left, it's easy to see the jab and then is able to counter to the top. And then as he continues moving to his left, he gets onto the outside of Margarito's right hand, making Margarito reach on it and forces him southpaw again. And while Margarito is stuck trying to get out of the southpaw stance, Pacquiao is punching him. And finally, this one's the most subtle but also the most devastating. You could see here that Pacquiao is only slightly moving to his left here, and so this draws out the right hand and is able to pull back as is circling. And so Pacquiao only slightly moves left and back here, but is just enough to make Bradley miss and extend on his right hand. He just misses. And as any trainer will tell you, if you make the punch miss by the smallest amount possible, you'll be able to come back with the biggest counter possible. And just to be clear, if you want to try this yourself, this tactic is extremely dangerous. Part of why Manny Pacquiao is able to pull this off is due to his incredible foot speed and his experience in the ring. So please, if you want to try this yourself, please do be careful. But that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you everybody for watching, and special thanks to my GOAT tier patrons: Jason Maheenan, Grant Gabriel, Albert Chen, Jeff, Dmitry Drozdov, Andre Gostaligeza, Mark Price, and Marshall Bott. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you all for watching.